Sometimes things hit you unexpectedly. Little did I know, one sleepover would turn into a 6-month live-in roommate. I was a dummy, bitch. Yeah. Are you gonna come see me or not? You're not? Okay, I'm finna fuck on your brother. Like, you know where he's at. Like, sometimes the universe and God want to gag you a little bit. Once I start giving you my finger, you try to break my finger, bitch. I can't go a finger. What the fuck am I, Wolverine? When I was sitting on the couch contemplating stuff like this, crying, they want to test you. I didn't even see nobody else. I just saw a bitch sitting on my motherfucking couch. I said, oh! When a hoe wanna go, you let them out the door. Hey-ya! Get out of here! They wanna boop, boop, boop. They wanna see what's motherfucking tea. When you see a red flag, hoe, run. If the flag is orange or yellow, run. Bitch, I found out more than what the fuck I wanted to find out. Oh, so you like dick. And that's how I found out he moved back to the DMV, bum ass nigga. Sorry, I didn't mean that. But I did. Bitch, I said you were using ass nigga, you weak as fuck, you weird as fuck, like you're low key a move, all these. I said, yeah, hung up, boo boo boo. I'm like, no, I'm not done. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian. I gotta put me first. Here's where things start taking a motherfucking twist, bitch. Hey, Mr. World, it's me, the HBSC, and if you don't know me, get to know me because you know you want some of this. Bubble jiggle juice. Bloop. I didn't know where we were gonna take. I didn't know where I was gonna take that note. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode, girl. You know, we have been motherfucking, bitch, the past couple months, I don't know if y'all been noticing, girl, but I've been doing, so far the Vlogmas, girl, we've been doing what we gotta do, and we've been like, getting out the content, especially over on TikTok, girl. If y'all don't follow me on TikTok, y'all need to go follow me on TikTok, because TikTok is where we really kiki with the girls. Let me bring y'all a little closer. But, you know, I feel like, between last year and this year, of me slowing down content and stuff, a lot of things have occurred. A lot of things. Surgeries, broken hearts, fights, drama, club, another club, death. But there's been a lot of things that's occurred throughout the past 2 years specifically that have definitely have, you know, affected me in some ways, you know, not affected me like I'm traumatized, bitch, I'm chilling. But affected me like, you know, definitely did what they did and, you know, whatever. Like, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, okay, now well, let's, you know, I've been waiting for my first episode of podcast to come out for me to like really tell you guys everything that's been going on and stuff, because that's what we really got into, everything, surgery, everything that's been going on really. But I was like, let's keep this for a little storyline. Let's make a little story time for the girls, because I feel like, yes, you know, I advocate for the girls and the girls. I advocate for the girls to always run motherfucking game and not play with no man, cause we don't got no time to play with man, no time for no drama, no time for this, no time for fuck shit, toxicity, the lies, the BS. When you see a red flag, ho, run. If the flag is orange or yellow, run. If it's anything but green, run. And, you know, I go very hard about that and stuff. And I feel like, you know, I even when I'm be like on TikTok sometimes, or like personal people I know, whatever, people I just come in contact with, I'm always helping people out when it comes to dealing with men and how to, like, you know, not really deal with men like, okay, like this is how you change a man or recommend it. I think that you cannot change no man. And that's not our jobs to do. We listen, you can if you want to. I know some people like to build up people, but listen, me personally, that building a man to be a better motherfucker, no, you building a man you building a better man for another bitch, and I ain't finna be that dummy. So those days are very behind me, but and they've been behind me. I think the last time I really, like, let's say prioritized a man or really like went off for a man was and he wasn't even a man, it was a boy. It was when I was in high school or whatever the case. After that, bitch, but you know, sometimes things hit you unexpectedly. Sometimes the universe and God want to gag you a little bit. They want to test you. They want to boop, boop, boop. They want to see what's motherfucking tea. And they may have got me just a little bit. So, before we get into the video, I need y'all do me a favor. Like, comment, share, subscribe, press the little ding-a-ling-a-ling, so you know every time I post. Thank you very much, because after Vlogmas, girl, we finna be consistent on content, you know, not every day. Whoa, not every day. Definitely not every day. But But y'all will definitely, you know, we'll be seeing a lot of more content from me and stuff because I have been like really liking the, because right now it's early as fuck in the morning. Right now it's like, what time is it? It's 8:13 right now. So and it's on a Sunday too. So I'm really like, and I'm really excited for this week of Vlogmas to start and stuff, so you guys can see those videos and stuff or whatever the case may be. And then from there on, we're gonna like really start doing more content because I really have enjoyed recording videos that's prior to the Vlogmas, because the Vlogmas for the first week I'm keeping very like like more like actual vloggy, or more like I recorded the day before or the day of, kind of. And the other videos I'm gonna see throughout the week after that will be a little more, videos that have been recorded throughout time, and then we'll wrap it up, wrap up the year, But anyways, so y'all do y'all thing. Make sure you follow us on everywhere, girl. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Everything's down below. Anyways, let's get up into the story time. First of all, okay, so I made myself iced coffee. This is like my second coffee of the day. I had a warm one earlier this morning, and this is my second one because I was like, girl, and I had some ice cup in the thing. So I said, let's make us a little coffee. We gotta work on that. First of all, before I get into anything, I want to disclaim a couple things. First, people who know me personally know I'm not a person who really talks about a lot of things I have on. I personally have on in my life. Like even people like who are friends, family, and all that stuff. Like everybody knows some. Like people will know something, but nobody knows the full scope of things that really go on in my life, or whatever the case may be. And whether it's health, whether it's physical, whether it's romantic, emotional, mental, financial, whatever, whether it's good, high, lows, whatever. I don't really let people in like that, to be honest, just because I'm guarded and stuff. But also, I just feel like I'm one of those people. I also feel like, aside from the guarded and not really trusting people and not really wanting to tell people my business, have people in my business and stuff, I'm very independent, extremely independent. I'd rather figure shit out by myself. It can be the most difficult thing. I'd rather figure it out myself, just because that's just, I don't know, just how I've been from younger. I've always been the person to take care of everybody else. So I think, when I moved here a couple years ago was kind of like me forcing myself to be selfish. And the first couple years I still kind of dealt with taking care of other people. And even to this day, I'm still taking care of other people, girl. I'm on the other side of the country, bitch. And I'm motherfucking taking care of grandma, grandpa. I'm speaking to the doctors, the lawyers, all this stuff. Like I do all that stuff, So, I do what I can, how I can, and I've learned my boundaries as far as like, okay, learning when is it okay. I learned to draw the line between, okay, I'm helping someone out, like what I've learned to do is draw the line between, okay, I can help you, but if it's going to cause any type of detriment to myself, whether it's setback, whether it's something that's gonna get in my way, something's gonna fuck with me mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, anything, I cannot, like that's just no. Because I used to be that person that I used to be like, here, you need $20 to go, I got you. Here, you need you need advice, or you need to be taken to the clinic. Let's take you to the clinic. Fuck what I gotta do. Let's take you to the clinic. I'm gonna call out of work. Or let me call out of work today and go out with you Ubering for hours, Uber eating, because you say you make money, bitch, and we finna split the fee, and I don't get paid nothing. You just get me a coffee drink from Starbucks at that. So point is, I've learned a lot of learning how to draw that line of, okay, bitch, no, it's me first and then everybody else. I love my family, the people I do fuck with, my family, my siblings, obviously my grandma, my aunt, my mom, like I love them. The couple people I do fuck with in my life, whether I love or just appreciate them or both, like I fuck with them and I love, appreciate them or whatever, so, very that, but, even then, it's still like, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian! I gotta put me first! Also wanted to just disclaim that, this is, I've done story times before, but I don't think it's been like as like, because I don't know where this video is gonna go, to be honest. I know I'm just gonna speak about it or whatever, but this is like my first time really like gonna like, well, sorry, listen, I gotta throw out this couch, y'all. This couch is like a little fucky, so yeah, we look a little messy right now, but it's okay. So, this is my first time speaking about this situation and like full kind of like analyzing it a year later. Like I spoke about it when I had my therapist and all that stuff at the time and stuff or whatever. And like, I'm definitely over it. I've gotten over it, all that stuff, thank God. Because it was nothing that really was gonna last long anyways. And one thing about it, two things for certain, is bitch, I'm an Aries. So bitch, I could fuck with you heavy and you could, and the Pisces in me may be a little emotional about shit or whatever, but the Aries know how to turn that shit the fuck off, bitch. And I know how to turn that shit off. And not only that, but I know how to play the game better than a man. So it's like, I don't know where what I'm finna say in this video. I don't know if I'm finna laugh. I don't know if I'm finna shed a tear. I don't know if I'm gonna get angry. If I'm being real, I definitely don't think I'm finna shed a tear. But I'm definitely probably gonna say some out of pocket shit. Maybe, I don't know. So let's just stick with the ride, because this is just a spur of the moment. I was just like, I keep having conversations with people about how to deal with men and why not to tolerate certain shit and how to see certain things or whatever. And I feel like a lot of people be like, oh, you have it down pack, which I do. I do have like my brain and my guard and my heart and everything in the right pack. Set in the right place, especially being that my mind is so focused on the future and stuff and whatever. And it's like, well, if you're not going to add to the plate, bitch, you can't. If you're not going to add to the plate in a good way, like, bitch, if you're not gonna give me a piece of steak that's motherfucking cooked right, bitch, I don't want it. If you're gonna give me some watered down mashed potatoes from the box or motherfucking Kraft mac and cheese, I don't want it. So don't even put that on my plate, thank you. Some nasty ass collard greens that taste like fucking ass and fart, I don't want it. You can keep it. So for me, it's like, if you're not gonna add to that, done. But there's times, and we are human at the end of the day, and I think last year was what really taught me, like, reminded me I'm human. I think it was a while before last year that I really had that, okay, like, bitch, you are human. You're not a robot. You're not, this stone cold-hearted ass bitch and stuff, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I am. Listen, one thing about it is I could be a nasty cold-hearted bitch. That is not only the Aries in me, but that's just based off experience and just the real me, bitch. When I really want to turn that bitch on, because I used to be real bad and cold-hearted, real bad. But after last year, I learned, like, girl, you have a heart. You have a big heart. You have great energy. This is why people love you. This is why you attract people and all these things like that. Like, you don't have to, be so cold or be so like, when, bitch, you know how to motherfucking navigate. So just trust yourself and give people as much as you want to give them. Never give them a motherfucking hand so they could take an arm, bitch. But like I always tell people, I don't, a lot of people say, oh, you give them this much and they take the whole arm. No. Nobody get up to here. The closer you are to here is the closer you are to my heart. Nobody. When I tell you, literally, I think it's only my siblings that are past that. But nobody is past here for me. And I only mean past that as far as love-wise, because my siblings still don't know more than this in my personal life or whatever the case may be. So, but nobody. And that's why I always tell people, that's why I got my nails done, bitch. Just start at the nail. So most people don't get more than a nail for me. Hello? Because these could break and come back, and I could get a new set and get them paired back on, bitch. But if once I start giving you my finger, you try to break my finger, bitch. I can't go a finger. What the fuck am I, Wolverine? None. Anyway, and the last disclaimer I also want to say too, I'm not going to say no name because I'm not going to give no free motherfucking clout. That's what we definitely not finna do. And if that man, sir, if you are watching this video or one of your people's watching this video or you come across this clip, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and hush your motherfucking mouth and keep it rolling. Because one thing about it for certain, this is something I've always said. I hate when people feel like you can't speak about what's your experience. If you go on your platforms and you speak about, if I want to speak about shit that happened to me in middle school and high school, beefs I had, dramas, whatever the case, if it had anything to do with me, bitch, I'm speaking about my experience. I'm not speaking about your experience. Now, if I gotta give some background on who you are and things like that or whatever the case may be, that's your experience, bitch, that's because it adds on to my story. So I'm finna say that. But I'm speaking on my experience. I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to rehash anything. And also, I want to say that too. Like, whenever I do speak about things in my past, whether it's high school, middle school, last year, last month, even last week, I don't care who it's about, whether it's family, friends, somebody has sex with, or whatever the case may be. I don't care what's the case. Y'all see these videos, one, it's not to bash you. It's not to fight you, bitch. Because if I wanted to fight you, you would have known I want to fight already because we would have fought. And it's definitely not to rekindle nothing either. So that's another thing I want to say too, because I know a lot of people would try to see videos and be like, oh, nah. Keep yourself over there, sir. Especially, because I never know when that moment's gonna come that I'm gonna just wake up and I'm a millionaire and the money's coming in and the million of followers is coming in. And I don't know when I'm gonna wake up and that's gonna happen. It could be this video, it could be the next, it could be yesterday's video. Whatever is gonna happen, that's fine, bitch. But it's especially if the clout come in. I mean, if the fame come in, bitch, don't try to come over for no clout. No. The only time we'll do it, maybe, I'm not gonna lie, is that maybe I want to do like a sit down or like a reality show, like I'm filming something like for the like a series or something. I'm like, let's film my life or experience. Maybe I'll do it for a little drama. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take that back to last year. So last year, I believe this was April or May. I can't remember. It was April or May or whatever. Prior to that or whatever, like I said, I was very on autopilot airplane mode. Very very autopilot airplane mode. Like, I'm just trying to get my money. I'm trying to focus on my career. At the time, I was just I had just got my LLC a couple months prior to that, so I was like really like making connections, but in a lot of classes, doing a lot of courses, things like that. I was still doing drag, but I was now starting to slow down on the drag a little bit because I was fully aware that I needed a surgery on my knee or whatever. Like I just had so much pain and stuff, so I needed a surgery. So I had to like slowly start slowing down on the drag or whatever the case may be. I was super isolated. I don't really, like I said, I have a couple people I'm cool with out here or whatever, but I really wasn't fucking with, like, let me not say like fucking with them like that, but people busy, people have lives, the 3 people I consider friends out here, well, 4 now, but at the time, the girl from upstairs, that's my neighbor friend, at the time I didn't really consider her that close, as, or whatever, and the other 3 neither, but them 3 I at least considered friends, well, 2 out of the 3 I considered friends. The other one is now considered a friend as well, but because he was a friend of the friend, he was always around. Anyways, point is, that everybody's motherfucking busy. One is a photographer, one is always motherfucking working, and he's in entertainment, does a lot of entertainment background work or whatever, and the other one's a motherfucking works for the government, he's an engineer or something like that, a mechanical, I don't know, but anyways. So the point is that we all just had a lot of shit going on, and when you have a lot of shit going on, everybody's busy and stuff and things like that, and you're really friends that just come together for a good time every so often and whatever, it's really not, so I wasn't really I had got to the point where I was just like locked in on, I had even stopped hooking up. I got off all the apps. I was like, even off the apps, like, because I always tell people, like, grinder and jack don't mean shit, bitch. I could be walking in the street and the man come up to me, and most times he wants to fuck. So I was just fully off that completely. But I would like still like, a talk here and there, message here and there to see what's tea. Once you said something wrong, I was like, bye, girl, I don't got no time for this. So, this boy had me up, the boy I'm about to tell y'all about. He hits me up on Facebook dating. Now, I was confused because I know they had Facebook dating and Facebook dating friends, but me and him matched on Facebook dating. And he had liked me first. So when I'm going through the like you area, I'm like, okay, X, heart, X, heart, X, heart. And then I get to him and I'm like, okay, this boy kind of cute, whatever, like, no shade, like, he's kind of my type or whatever the case may be. Like, okay, let me see what's he. So I liked him back, we matched, he hit me up, we started talking, whatever. It was like one thing led to another. I don't even think it was, if I'm being real, I feel like either one or two things. Either we met the same day, or I don't think we met the same day. I think we met 2 days after that. Either we met on a Monday and linked up on a Wednesday, or we met on that Wednesday and linked up on that Wednesday. I just remember us linking up on a Wednesday because I remember that day I was in North Hollywood. I was at my favorite coffee shop because it was a busy ass motherfucking morning. I had an interview. I had a meeting and a class all in that day, and it was a busy ass day. I think I was recording a video that day. I don't remember. I doubt it because I think that's when I slowed down the YouTube a little bit. But anyways, it was just a lot going on that day. I remember being at one of my favorite coffee shops in North Hollywood, the Horror Vibes coffee shop. So I was there getting my coffee. Me and him were sending voice notes back and forth. I remember cops passing by and stuff. I just remember because like first of all, it was last year, and I remember a lot of the details because like it was like very like. I remember like certain things. Like I remember the day we met. I don't remember the date exactly, but I remember how we like. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember if we was communicating before this conversation, but all I remember is we were sending voice notes back and forth. I was at that coffee shop, and I was basically saying like, oh, he was like, oh, what you doing? Like you trying to chill or whatever? And I'm like, okay, like I was like, I mean, low-key, I'd be down because it's been a busy-ass day, and today's Wine Wednesday, so usually I like to drink wine and just kick back at night, whatever, and chill. So I'm like, but so you want to kick it, I'm down. So, he was like, yeah, da-da-da-da, but he did say it off first or whatever, we sending voice notes back and forth or whatever, and he did say, like, I don't be hooking up with boys or whatever, like, I'm really just looking for somebody cool and whatever happens, like, I'm not really looking for hooking up and stuff because I don't hook up with boys and things like that or whatever the case may be, but I'm like, Like I deal with DL Trade a lot, but I'm just like, what are you talking about? You just matched me on Facebook dating, bitch. You didn't match me on Facebook dating friends. You matched me on Facebook dating. And you're trying to come over and bring Hennessy and weed. Girl, I was like, yeah, sure. Bitch, he came over, I was boots. I said, hey, how you doing? Girl. So we kiki. He comes over, we're kicking it, we smoke, we got to know each other, whatever. We had a great time. Like, I just remember I can't remember what we spoke about, whatever, but I remember just getting to know him and him getting to know me and just feeling like that was the first time in a long time that I genuinely felt like comfortable with somebody as far as conversation. Usually I'm so guarded and it takes me a while. Like I could be with a guy and he could start talking, and I'm just like, yeah, I have a mom. Yeah, I'm from the Bronx. Yeah, I breathe. Like, you know, dry as fuck responses. Yeah, I have long nails. Yeah, I have color hair. Like, you know, like, yeah, I'm gay. Like, just dry ass responses. So I'm like, you know, so usually that's how it goes, and even to this day, that's how it goes with guys. Like I speak to men how I want to speak to men. Like I know that sounds crazy. I know everybody deserves respect. I don't be disrespecting men because I feel like you respect, you give respect, you get respect. You know, so I always give respect to hope for respect in return, even though men clearly don't be respecting or a bitch's time, energy, and all that stuff or whatever. Still, I still very, you know, but I talk to men like how I want to talk to them. Some will get a nicer talk, some will get a softer talk, some will get like, are you gonna come see me or not? You're not? Okay, I'm finna fuck on your brother. Like, you know, very that. Like, but me and we're just kicking it, we're smoking, we're sipping. And I'm like, it's really feeling natural. Not even because of the Hennessy, because I love Hennessy. Hennessy don't really do nothing to me. Like, so I'm like, bitch, like, okay, this is like really dope or whatever. We're looking in each other's eyes or whatever. We're laughing a lot. We're having a kiki, listening to music. He ended up leaving or whatever. He's like, okay, well, when I'm gonna see you again or whatever, I'm like, you let me know. We didn't do nothing, you know. He did hug me when he left though, because when he came in, I think he tried to hug me, or maybe he gave me a side hug or something. But I don't really, unless you initiate the hug, I'm not gonna hug you. And I think he was also taken aback by what I was wearing, so I can't remember if he hugged me when he came in. But when he left, the hug he gave me was like a apretado hug, bitch. Like it was like a come here, like let me pass some of my energy to you. I said, oh, bitch. Yeah. So we shared that hug or whatever. He left, and I'm like, that was different. Like, you know, like usually, you know, especially when guys be around me and stuff, like guys be folding. Like it's rare. Like if I'm wanting to, like if I'm not dressed a certain, like not even if I'm not dressed a certain way, but the way I was dressed was given, yeah. You know, so like in that situation, I was like kind of confused because I'm like, okay, it was definitely given like, I definitely wanted to get to know him because he was the first guy I hung out with or invited to my house in months to this point. But I was still like, you know, he was kind of attractive and stuff, and low-key the vibe was so good that like, you know, I'm just like low-key like I could see it, like if we were to start fucking right now, like what's tea, you know? So I'm like, whatever. So we didn't do that. So when he left, I'm like, oh my God, like it's kind of, you know, and the fact that he dead ass texted me, like it was probably like 10, 20 minutes after that. Now I deleted all those messages, so I needed to delete all that stuff. You know, I used to be a bitch who didn't delete messages, especially when meant to have receipts and stuff. But I got to the point now where I don't keep none of that because I don't need no, bitch, I be having too much content, videos, files, notes, all these things. I mean, one needed space, two, get that bum ass nigga the fuck up out of here. So, anyways, so yeah, so one thing led to another, you know, we keep talking, whatever. I think we saw each other maybe the next day, honestly, or like maybe like 2 days after that. I think because we saw each other on Wednesday, we definitely saw each other either that Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. We saw each other again, and one thing led to another, and then like one night he just ended up sleeping over. I think it was like the second or third link he ended up sleeping over or whatever. And little did I know, one sleepover would turn into a 6-month live-in roommate. Girl, squatter, hello. Bitch, what the, so, okay. So, we, you know, one thing led to another, whatever, he ended up staying over. I don't remember too much of, like, the filler stuff or whatever the case may be. I just remember, like, us always hanging out. Like, we were, it got to the point where, like, within the first 2 weeks, within, like, the first 2 weeks, I remember after the second or third link, he had sent me, or it was after the first link or the second link. He had sent me a message, and it was very like, you know, like I really fuck with your vibe, like, you know, like I've been, you know, I just, cause at the time he was 31. I think he turned 32 while I knew him. So at the time he was 31 or 32 or whatever. Can't remember. Anyways, he was 31, 32. He had just, got out the motherfucking army, so he was a veteran or whatever. I forgot why he got dispatched or whatever, but he had proof of all that stuff. You know, I don't be believing niggas when they talk, but I saw all his motherfucking army cards, and this is the thing about niggas too. Niggas be so stupid. See, this is how niggas be. This is why I be saying, sometimes I don't know if it's just the boss bitch energy I give or just that trusting ass energy, but I'm gonna have to really start being a little more just like cutthroat and like give a little more like mysterious or like shady, sketchy character when it comes to these men. Because the fact that I had all these men's IDs, all these men's socials, all these men, all that, bitch, I could have easily been tracking all his motherfucking information, running up his well, he got no credit, so there's nothing to run up. But I could have tracked down his family. I could have done some crazy ass shit. I could have really been a crazy ass bitch. But I ain't like that, so I'm like, no. So anyways, so yeah, so one thing leads to another. or whatever the case may be. He had sent me a long ass message talking about how much he fucks with me or whatever. He really likes my Bible, whatever, this and that and the third. I'm like, okay, period. Like, you know, I wasn't really giving much. When we first met, he was he kept saying, oh, before I get to that, like I said, he's 31, 32, keep that in mind, 31, 32 or whatever, veteran, moved around a little bit. He was a black man, so that I feel like that also kind of plays into the him trying to hide who he was so bad as far as like his sexuality and stuff. I think that plays into the story as well, low key. So, you know, take that note. If y'all with y'all big pencils, if y'all got y'all big pencils like Sapphire, bitch, take them notes. He's from the East Coast, from the DMV and stuff. So I'm like, okay, period. You know, whatever the case may be. I never talked to no boy from the DMV and stuff. So, but he used to always like when the first month or so of us knowing each other, he would like always be like, oh, hard body don't love nobody or don't trust nobody or some shit like that. And I'm just like he would always say that, and I'm just like, the fuck does that mean? But then when he told me, I'm like, okay, you're right, like, because it was basically saying like I'm like you know, tough ass bitch, guarded ass bitch, like, you know, I don't trust nobody, don't let nobody in and stuff. So it's kind of gagging and baffling to me even to think back about it, how like this is why I be telling y'all. This is why I be telling y'all, do not fuck with no man, do not be trusting no man, do not be none of that. Like, even when they aren't showing red flags at first, y'all cannot be falling for what these niggas say or Nathan, sister, Nathan. Because when y'all really start to do that, when y'all really start to like believe what a man say, whether it's messages, whether it's voice notes, whether it's phone calls all the time. Because when I tell you, me and that man, when we wasn't together, we was texting, we was voice noting. When we wasn't voice noting, we was on the phone. When we wasn't on the phone, we were together. Like, so it was like, and the only time we wasn't on the phone or texting or nothing is when he was driving over here sharing his location. So it was very like, okay, so whatever, you know. So that's why I be telling the girls, like I said. But this is why I be telling y'all, like, y'all really have to like really like be smart when it comes to these men and stuff, and just pick up on certain things or whatever. Because maybe he had to like pay attention to him, like always being so hard on that or whatever. Like maybe him like opening up too much or whatever. Like maybe he was breadcrumbing me or trying to like love bomb me or whatever to kind of get me on his side. I don't really know, because it really doesn't give that, but it definitely gives like a narcissistic, like toxic ass man, you know, trying to tell you what they think you want to hear and stuff, whatever the case may be. But the thing with him was, he was so good at it, bitch. Like, he was so good at making me genuinely believe that he genuinely fucked with me, and he genuinely like cared about me, you know, like he genuinely liked my vibe, liked my energy, loved me and all that stuff or whatever. Because I think it was like, yeah, I remember, because we had met in May or whatever, or like late April, I can't remember. Like I said, it was either late April, first week of May. By the time I had flew to New York in June, we had already known each other like almost 2 months now. And he had told me he loved me or whatever the case may be, like when I took that flight, which low-key was a red flag too, bitch, but we're gonna get that. I'm fast forwarding. So anyways, you know, we spent, when I tell you, it was like 5 to 6 days a week together. We only maybe had 1 day break. And even if so, sometimes it would be that 1 day break, but like he'd leave in the morning, or like we dispersed like in the morning or whatever the case may be, or like very late that night before, that it was barely even a full day without each other. And we were together all day, every day. We were laid up on the not laid up like, you know, all cuddled up or whatever. We were watching TV all the time. I was cooking bread. Listen, one thing about it, two things concerning. This is why I be telling y'all niggas, like, I'm really wifey material. I always joked about it and stuff, but I didn't know until the situation with this man that, damn, I'm really wifey material, girl. The way I was waking up, and I'm not even a breakfast bitch. I'm a make my coffee and go type of bitch. The way I was making sure, even if I had shit to do, bitch, breakfast was being served for both of us. Bitch, if it was a day we was both gonna be home in here all day, bitch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Huh? Girl. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He barely even cleaned or whatever. It got to when it did get to a point that I was like, because once I saw that he was like really thinking, I was joking with him, and so I'm like, you gonna have to start paying rent, because I understand you staying here and stuff or whatever the case may be, or we like each other, it's company a lot, you always hear stuff, but it's like, I'm gonna need you to start cleaning something. So he started cleaning, you know, he started like buying the groceries and stuff. So it wasn't like I was being like completely bitch. No, like I said, I'm not a fool. I got caught slipping just a little bit, but I would never be a fully dumb bitch. No. So hell no, I was not motherfucking spending my money on all that stuff on him. No. We would go outside and get food, whether it was groceries and stuff or whether we was getting food, he'd pay for my food sometimes, things like that. And I'm like, period, as you motherfucking should. If I needed to ride somewhere, he'd drop me off or whatever. So this one day comes and I'm like, okay, like low key, I don't like it was a day we had hung out, and I thought we had really had like a breakout moment on the couch. Like we had such a deep ass talk. Like he basically got choked up a little bit. Like I was like, oh my God, like we really had like a breakthrough ass conversation. It was like a deep ass conversation. This is only like 2 weeks of us knowing each other. Or probably less than that, honestly. And it's like we really had like a deep ass talk, and I really felt connected with this man on some like aside from relationship, like romantical stuff or like all that stuff. Like I felt connected with this man on like I'm like, okay, well, even if nothing romantic comes out of this with me and this man, like I can see him being in my life a long time. Like I can see me and him being friends or, you know, best friends or whatever the case may be, for a while, you know, not my whole life. I don't believe in, if I'm being real, I don't really believe in friendships or anything lasting for too long. I think everything does run its course. You know, and not saying that everything ends, you know, some people just drift apart. That's also a possibility too. You still go with people, but y'all drift apart. So, I was, you know, very like, so I understand that, you know, so I definitely don't, when it comes to men specifically, I'm very like, you know, like if it's cool, it's cool. If it's not, whatever. So we had a breakthrough that night. And then when he left, you know, he's always telling me how much he fucks with me and whatever. I at this point really haven't told him, especially in person, because in person is weird. Over the message is easier. I sent him a message and I was basically really telling him like, I'm not even gonna hold you, like, I don't know what's really going on with us or whatever, but I could kind of feel something. And I don't know if you feel it too. I could feel like you kind of feel it, but I don't know if you feel it. So I really just want to know where your head's at. And I wasn't trying to say anything because I wasn't trying to make nothing uncomfortable. I don't want this to affect us if you're not feeling me or whatever. And this, you are just a straight guy who are just secure in his sexuality and stuff, or whatever the case may be. But, you know, I just, you know, he basically what he had said was, like, oh yeah, well, of course, I'm that nigga who wouldn't like me. Bitch, shut the fuck up. But basically what he was saying was, he never, when I tell you till this day, that man never sat there and told me to out his mouth or out loud, I do not want you, I do not have a crush on you, I do not have feelings for you. There was even times, I mean, there was even once or twice where I told him, I was like, for real, like, if you are not feeling me, if you do not have no feelings for me at all, because we were very candid and raw with each other. Like, we'd really tell each other tea or whatever. When we outside at the clubs or whatever, or we outside getting food or whatever, if there's something wrong with me or whatever, that my pants is unzipped, bitch, he zipped it up for me or whatever. Like, it was very, like, we were very raw and candid with each other. If he stink, I'm like, no, Trey, you want to need a shower. Because he was a presenting man, straight man. So, you know, straight men don't really, you know. So when there was days that we would be up in here all day, every day, not doing nothing, just all day chilling, and he didn't shower since yesterday, I'm like, babe, I know we just sitting, but you know you finna get musty. You don't want to shower? Oh, okay. So, it was very like, you know, so I told him so we were very raw and blunt. We never heard anything back as far as that. Like, we were very communicative, even if we didn't like it or whatever. And I appreciated that. And it was something that he always said he appreciated too. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, since we have this connection, since we have this bond, since we have this relationship that we can keep shit blunt with each other, like, please tell me if you are not feeling the same way I'm feeling about you towards me. Tell me so I can let those feelings go. So the thought of what if, whether it's in the future or whatever, but the thought of what if, or just chasing that high of like that you know, what can possibly be, will, like, it'll fade away. Because right now what you're giving me is making me feel like, even though like on messages it feels like, okay, well, when I see you it's gonna go down, but then when we together really don't give that. But then the times that we play truth or drink, and it's crazy things like, kiss on your partner's neck, whisper in their ear, do this, sit on this other person's lap, do this and that, or whatever the case may be, put your face in the other person's private area, things like that. Like, we were doing all those type of things, but we ain't never fucked, we ain't never shared a kiss, we ain't never nothing. I done saw this man hard dick, I done saw this man in his underwears, butt ass naked, you know, like, and I'm like, okay, like, but we're still not doing none of that. So I'm like, look, like, you know, he never, till this day, has ever really, like, admitted he didn't have nothing for me. So then I'm like, okay, whatever the case may be. I stopped making anything of it. I'm like, okay, I just gotta let go of these feelings, just keep the friendship how it is, whatever. Because he's not gonna admit it. If he's DL, maybe what happened in the future, whatever the case may be, I don't know. He ended up telling me he's attracted to trans, like, he's had experiences with trans women, and, you know, drag queens before and stuff or whatever. He's attracted to drag queens, all these things or whatever. So I'm like, you're basically attracted to femme presenting things or whatever the case may be, fine. So I'm like, okay, so you've had those experiences before. He basically told me about a traumatic time he had when he was exposed once, when he lived in the DMV and stuff. His family and friends found out all this stuff or whatever because she exposed her sucking his dick or whatever. It was a trans girl or whatever that wasn't really passable, but got exposed, you know, whatever the case may be. And that was a little thing, but he was able to cover that up and, like, you know, whatever. So it basically really gave that he was just hiding who he was and keeping it in the closet. Even as things like him, whatever, he asked me one time, he was like, do you have Twitter or whatever? So he tried to give me his, he was like, oh, this was the shit I be posting. He was showing me some crazy shit. I'm like, oh, so you be Okay. And it was a lot of weird ass fruitcake shit. Like I remember one time, I didn't add him on Twitter because I'm like, you know, just in case. Like we already have each other on Instagram, Facebook. That's already too much. So I didn't add him on Twitter. And we had each other on TikTok. I'm like, bitch, I'm not adding you on Twitter. No shade. I need some type of, even though I don't really post on Twitter, I'm like, you know, whatever. So, bitch, but I, you know, when you like somebody or whatever, you know, you super sleuth. And when you try to figure shit out, bitch, I'm like, let me figure some shit out through his Twitter. Bitch, I found out more than what the fuck I wanted to find out. This man was sharing peen. He was over here commenting on boy stuff. He was over here, girl. And it wasn't even about him sharing. Like he was sharing like, girl, he was barely sharing girls. If I mean, he was barely sharing girls. But what you were seeing is dick after dick after dick after dick of shit he was sharing, reposting, and liking on his motherfucking Twitter. Whether it was male dick or trans dick, it was motherfucking peen. So it was like, oh, so you like dick? So I was confused because I'm like, okay, like, is it me? It can't be me because we be playing these games and stuff. You be having hard dicks around me, all that stuff. We be having all these talks, all these things, whatever. I'm like, okay. Girl, where I really fucked up at, no shade, is when we started doing meditation together, girl. We was meditating together, like, girl, like, we would sit back to back and just sit on the floor and he'd meditate with me. And we just, like, meditate together and clean each other. And it was... Y'all, that was the devil. That was the motherfucker. The energy vampire. Energy vampire. Instead of making nothing up, I'm like, let me just keep it. I'm gonna let time do its thing. I'm gonna let my feelings go away. I'm gonna still keep doing me. And I'm gonna just let time do its thing or whatever. You know, let time pass, see what happens, what flows, what don't, or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happened between then and then, you know, I've you know, exits and phone calls and just a whole lot of, but he was not fucking with no bitch, none bitch, while he was with me. And again, we really wasn't doing nothing, but that's what also was kind of fucking with me, cause it's like we'd see girls outside and stuff, and he'd look or whatever and things like that. But he never like say nothing or approach or nothing, even if I'm trying to amp him up, like, okay, go do it, like shoot your shot. Like he was never trying to do that. It was kind of like he was trying to respect. He was with me and stuff, but then like he was also like he would text girls here and there. But he wouldn't link up with no bitch, nothing. He'd like, oh, this girl want to see me, whatever. But I don't know if I'm like, go see the girl, whatever. Like, cause the fuck, I need to breathe, bitch. You here 6 days a week, bitch. I need to breathe. I just got back after a long day, bitch. I don't want to come home and have to cook for no nigga, or come home and have to talk and smoke with no nigga. Even though he was great, like he wasn't like really forcing me as far as like, oh, you have to cook or nothing. Like if I cooked, I cooked. But if I didn't, he's like, okay, it's cool. Let's just smoke a blunt. I roll this blunt real quick and let's go pick up some food. Like he was cool like that. So I'm like, okay, period. So I'm like, okay, you know, a lot of things was just like just like very weird. And I'm like, okay, well, this is just not making no sense to me. Like, it just really wasn't. And it kind of had reminded me a little bit of my first love or whatever, because it was very like that. Like, he would always be like, oh, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. My first love, not this guy. But he'd be like, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, you da-da-da-da, or whatever. And just very like on top of me and stuff or whatever. But we never did nothing. Like, we never did nothing. Even though... when you're in middle school, because it was in middle school that the rumors came up. When you're in middle school and people start making up rumors and stuff, and you get tired of trying to fight the rumors, at some point you're just like, maybe we did. I'm not confirming nor denying. How about that? Because you bitches, if I tell y'all no, y'all still gonna take what y'all want and run with it. So I'm not gonna confirm or deny. So I never really confirmed or denied if me and that boy did anything. Maybe one time, I think, because I don't want to sit there and say I never did. Maybe one time I maybe had alluded or said we did something just to get under somebody's skin. I believe so. It was this one girl. And I think that also sparked something too. But truthfully, me and that boy never did nothing. It was just a best friendship for like 6.5 years that was low-key toxic as fuck. But also very like, you know, it was also confusing. So, but then you're teenagers and stuff. Now I'm dealing with a whole grown-ass nigga, and this is why I be saying age ain't nothing but a number, because it don't matter if a nigga's 21, 31, 41, 51. A man gonna act like a man always. A man gonna be a man. A man gonna do the fuck shit. A man gonna be toxic masculine. A man gonna be a gaslighter, manipulative, all these things. all the things. So... okay, so like I said, a lot of things happened between then and then, whatever the case may be. The reason why he was also staying with me so much too, I want to clarify too. He was at the time, because he had just came out of the army or whatever, he was like in a in a veteran housing situation or whatever. He really didn't like the situation he was living in and stuff and whatever. So, you know, even though there were days that, you know, like I said, we would take a break and whatever, but he just liked it better here or whatever. And it was never something that he asked. It was never something that I asked. It was literally something just natural. When I tell y'all everything happened so naturally. Like, it was nothing forced, nothing asked, no nothing. It was just, but this is why I be saying the way men wear masks and the way men are so manipulative and so meticulous with how they move, because even though none of that shit was asked or whatever the case may be, clearly you was able to weasel your way in my life through your brain and your mouth only. Cause bitch, I'm not even opening my doors for motherfucking 6 months for a friend, bitch. I did it for a stranger I don't know, and you ain't fucking me. We ain't doing nothing. Oh yeah, nah, dummy. I was a dummy, bitch. So, June coming around, and I was flying back to New York because I was Pride, and I also had gigs out in New York, or whatever. So I was like, okay, period, going back to New York. So I needed somebody to watch my dog. You know, usually, whenever I think it was only one time prior to that I went to New York, like, I think it was around my birthday or like January of that year that I had my neighbor watch my dog because, it was Christmas time, because very last minute, my motherfucking neighbors, my ex-roommates couldn't watch or whatever. It was a whole debacle, a whole situation. My neighbor ended up watching or whatever. So this time I'm like, okay, girl, I'll give you, if you need to knock on the door or whatever, but he's gonna be there most of the time, whatever. He'll take care of my dog or whatever the case may be. I got cameras in my house, bitch. I ain't no dummy, bitch. Like, yeah. So, here's where things start taking a motherfucking twist, bitch. Before I even get to the twist, though, another thing I should have clocked T on, and I think his spirit still live here, no key, no shade, is the fact that there was times where I'd wake up in the middle of the night. Not wake up in the middle of the night, but like, I'm an early waker up, or he was too or whatever. So like, we'd wake up like 5, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes and smoke, and then like, you know, just either rest a little bit more, just like scroll on social media, whatever, until like, you know, actually we're starting our day or whatever. So there would be a couple times where I'd wake up and he's like staring at me, like, you know, and we weren't even in the bed together, bitch. He's sleeping in the living room, I'm sleeping in my room. Granted, I didn't trust him like that, so I slept with my door wide the fuck open. Bitch, I don't trust you. And not only that, not even that I don't trust you, but it's just like, you never know what happens, and I'm a light sleeper, so if anything happens, at least I could hear it easier than if the door was closed. So I'm like, okay, period. So I would sleep with the door wide open. Bitch, that man, a couple times, I remember waking up and that man just staring at me. And like low-key like smiling, but like not really smiling. And I'd be like, okay. And that was another thing at the time that made me think, okay, maybe this man really do like me, because you staring at me sleep, bitch. That's another level. But then it got to a point where it was like now looking back at it, like when I looked back at it after the situation, I'm like, that man was maybe casting a spell on me or something, bitch, because I don't know why the fuck he was watching me. Anyway, so June come around, I go to New York. He stays here with my dog. Stupid, I know. Leaving a man you just know only for 2 months to stay in your house, dummy ass bitch. But the good thing, my dog was still alive, came back, everything was fine. Well, you know, my house was fine, thank God, except for the knuckle prints that he left on my motherfucking refrigerator, bitch. Yes, I have motherfucking knuckle prints from his hands that I left it on the refrigerator. Now, he claims it was one time while he was cooking up in here, in which he barely cooked. I had to teach him how to cook, bitch. When I tell you we were like dead ass a couple, bitch, I taught that man how to cook fucking pasta and meat, bitch, that he didn't even know how to cook. I taught this man face routine and all that stuff. And facial care, bitch. I remember sitting in the bathroom and him, like, you know how that the couples be sitting, like, you have the man in front of you and he's like all close to you and you like all over his face and just touching his skin and stuff, like dead ass. Like we were dead ass on that type of shit. Like dead ass was a couple, but then we're not being a couple. We were doing all the couple things. We were all these type of things or whatever, but never being physical, nothing like that. So I was gaggy. But anyways, left him. So yeah, he claims that the knuckle print is from him listening to Chief Keef while he was cooking, and he was like got really riled up and punched it. I said, bitch, you lying. You felt some type of way. You was fucked up when I kicked you out of my house. So we gonna get there. Boom. I'm in New York one day. I was about to go meet up with this piece of trade. I just had a good little time or whatever. He was texting me whatever, the boy, but I didn't respond because whatever. Boom. He had just had a surgery too, mind you. This was another reason why I was like, you can stay in my crib while you watch my dog. You're going to be recovering from surgery. I'd rather you be somewhere where you can be comfortable than be sharing a small-ass, crammed-ass room around crazy-ass veterans, like you say. So just stay just stay there. It's beneficial for both of us. I have somebody watching my dog who I somewhat trust at the time, and vice versa. And it was beneficial for you because you can stay at my house while you're recovering all bloody guts and all that stuff. Bitch, because I was with that man through surgeries, bitch. I was with that man when he was getting shit pulled out his motherfucking ribs that he had in there that almost killed him. He had motherfucking cysts going on, just a whole bunch of shit, bitch. Like, I was really there for that man. So he gets his surgery, boom. Gets his surgery literally earlier that fucking day. I sent this man some food, some breakfast from Denny's, because he like Denny's breakfast or whatever. So I sent him some breakfast from Denny's. I know what he liked. So I sent him some breakfast. He finished walking my dog. We on FaceTime while he walking her, you know, whatever. So he gets upstairs. I'm like, check the door, whatever. He was like, really appreciate it, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna take care of my man. Even though he's not my man, he's gonna be my man. So I was like, okay, like at the time, that's what I was thinking. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna take care of my man. So whatever. Bitch, the very fucking same day, bitch. So I just finished having some good, I finished having some fun with a piece of trade I had met out there in New York. Bitch, because New York men just hit different. So every time I'm in New York, I'm finna knock some off the list. Hello? So whether they old bodies or new bodies. But anyway, so I had me a good time, whatever. Then I go ahead and something was telling me like something's off. Like, I don't know. Like I told y'all, you have to be in tune, bitch. I was right here. Something was telling me something's off, bitch. So like something's off. Like, check your house. Like, hit this nigga up. Hit him up. No response. Call him. No response. Okay, cool. Something's still not hitting right. Because I'm like, okay, I get it's 3 hours behind. He's also on a lot of meds. He's recovering from surgery. Maybe he's resting. Something was not hitting right with me. Open my motherfucking camera. Bitch. I didn't even see nobody else. I just saw a bitch sitting on my motherfucking couch. I said, oh, nigga, you got a bitch up in my house? I didn't give a fuck who bitch it was. I didn't give a fuck what the fuck was what. Bitch, I give this nigga rules when I left this motherfucking house. And it was barely any rules. Nothing. The only main rule I said, make sure you don't fuck up my house, take care of my dog, and do not have nobody up in my house. I do not trust nobody. And the fact that I'm trusting you to stay in my house, bitch, don't have nobody in my house. Not even a friend. Bitch, nobody. I don't want nobody in my house. Bitch, why the fuck did you... I gave you 3 rules and you broke one of the 3. Bitch, you failed. That's it. You failed. You failed. Like, it's no even... you failed. So I'm like, so this nigga's not picking up his phone. He ain't nothing. I'm hearing y'all through the camera. Music playing. Y'all chilling. The bitch wasn't his. It was his best bro's bitch or whatever. Cause I knew they were together or whatever, but it didn't really dawn on me at the time or whatever. But he was sitting there on the chair. Bitch, I really gagged when I saw that nigga pick up my dog. Bitch, why the fuck you got stranger ass people picking up my animal? My daughter. So I'm like, no, you got me fucked up. You ain't picking up the phone. You're not texting, calling, so you didn't ask for permission. Now you avoiding me, and I see you with your phone in hand. So that means you avoiding me because you got people over in my house that you don't pay no motherfucking rent, and bitch, you ain't my nigga. So what the fuck? No, I was livid, bitch. When I tell you I was so fucking heated, bitch. Ooh, bitch, I was so mad. I was like crying mad because I was not here to do nothing. I felt so played and disrespected because I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Now, if you doing that, what? I don't know who the fuck you had in my house when I wasn't on the camera. What if you was up in here cracking bitches? I mean, he wasn't because he was so down bad, but I don't know that. So I'm like, no. So I call my neighbor. I'm like, girl, if this nigga don't get out of my house now, I'm gonna need you to motherfucking call the cops or go downstairs, bitch, because no, this is not gonna happen, bitch. Like, no. And I'm crying frantic over the phone. I'm on my way to my friend's house at the time or whatever, because I haven't seen her in a while. They were throwing something or whatever, and it was really like oh, Jaden's back in town, let's kiki and all get drunk or whatever. Everybody was coming together. So mind you, I'm on my way to her house. I'm in the Uber, catching up a storm, going off. Bitch, I get to my friend's house. I was outside the building for like 15, 20 minutes. Arguing, going back and forth, making phone calls, gathering myself, all this. Bitch, I told that man, shake the fuck up. I texted him. The very next message after the next phone call that he didn't answer, I said, get your shit and get... I said, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Wrap up whatever the fuck you got going on. I'm gonna need you to go. I don't know. We are not about to sit there and play that. Now, I don't know, genuinely, I don't know if this was a turn that made him want to kind of, move how he acted after or whatever, but I don't know, truthfully. And if it was, even then, it's still like, bitch, we had so many moments after that it was still like, either way, you're a fake ass nigga. So, boom. So I kick him out, and he's like, damn, he's like, damn, you finna do that to me or whatever. When I'm recovering or whatever, like, you don't even know, like, why they're here. Like, I needed help changing the bandages or whatever the case may be. So my friend said he'll come. He brought his bitch or whatever. They were finna leave, but they just chilling for a little bit. We smoking a blunt, I don't give give a fuck. Bitch, I told him, had you asked me and said that prior, I maybe would have been like, okay, I can, maybe. I don't know if I would have. But I maybe could have seen myself saying, okay, maybe, possibly, okay, cool. But bitch, that wasn't the case. You didn't ask me prior. So when you don't ask, and then I see on the camera you got bitches and niggas in my house that I do not know, I don't give a fuck if I know them because I've seen them. Bitch, I don't know them personally. You have niggas and bitches in my house that I don't know, and you're not picking up the phone, you're not answering my text, all of a sudden, yeah, that's funny as fuck, it's weird as fuck. No, you got to get your shit, and you got to go. You can come back when I said, or I don't even think I told him specifically he had to go. I think I told him I need everybody to fuck out my house now. I think that's what I said. And then it led to, he was like, damn, you kicked me outside. I never said you had to go. I said I need everybody else out my house. And then he had said something slick that made me say, no, then you could go too, bitch. The fuck? Ho? So I'm fucked up, like, in the head at the time. Luckily, I had a good night with my friends, all this stuff or whatever. But I'm low-key fucked up in my head. Oh, this was the first night I saw my friends. So actually, this wasn't the night of the get-together, because the night of the get-together was a whole nother thing. Y'all, okay, so first of all, I'm coming out from the editing room real quick. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here because I totally have forgot to mention in the video, I think. So I'm gonna put this here before I forget to put it in again. So, basically, when I said the whole thing about the get together night was a whole nother situation. There was one night me and my friends had a get together before I left. It was like the night before I left or whatever, or 2 nights before I left. I can't remember. But anyways, he had FaceTime me while I was in the middle of hanging out with them. We were in the middle of playing Mario Kart 2, bitch. The way I dropped that remote so fast and ran to the bathroom, I said, oh my God, I gotta pick this up. Hold on. Went into the bathroom, bitch. I was in there for a good minute. We were on FaceTime talking, and there was this thing that he always had. Like, he always wanted to meet my friends and meet my family. Like, every time he was like, I really want to go to New York with you, meet your friends, meet your family. Like, he really had this infatuation with really wanting to meet my friends and family so bad. And I never let him meet them or whatever. Like, I genuinely feel like I never like people who like are constantly bringing new boyfriends and girlfriends around their friends, family, all that stuff. So me personally, I don't do that. Like, no shade. Like, nobody, like, I don't care if I'm hunching you or whatever. Like, we have to be in that shit for like at least a year for me to really be like, yeah, I fuck with this person. I want you to be around my friends and family. I don't trust no nigga. You cannot meet none of my people. It's not happening. Because he would always be like, when I was on the phone and stuff, to say hi and stuff, I never. Like, when he was on the phone with his friends or his mom or whatever, I'd be like, hey, ma, how you doing? And he'll say hi, whatever, she say hi back. But as far as me, oh, yeah, he ain't never meet none of them. He tried to be on FaceTime with all them. I said, nah. That night I was with my friends in the thing. He said, y'all having a good time or whatever, trying to clock my tit, whatever. He was like, oh, let me see who there, whatever. Mind your business. No, thank you. I'm in the bathroom. So yeah, he had called me, and it was really like to rekindle. Like, it was really like this had been the first FaceTime call we had, or I mean, this had been the first like FaceTime call, like, conversation we've had. Like, aside from like sending messages here and there. After everything I'm about to say here and say, but I just had to throw that in here so y'all know, you know, so because I forgot to say that. Like, just pay attention, y'all. I'm feeling betrayed because I have trust issues as it is. Then I'm feeling disrespected on top of that, and now I don't know if I'm feeling disrespected on a friend level, on a deeper level, or just on a person respect level, like just base level. Like, so I don't know if I want to fight. I don't know if I want to like curse this nigga. I don't know if I want to get this nigga arrested. I don't know what I want to do at this point. Like, I was tweaking, like, dead ass. I'm not gonna hold you. So I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? I'm hearing him on the camera as he packing up his shit and is going. I wasn't on the camera the whole time, but that's what I'm saying. I think that was what thing, because he was emotionally riled up. He was angry as fuck too, bitch. I could hear him through the camera saying crazy shit. And I'm like, oh, so this is how you feeling? Okay, cute. The whole thing happened. The nigga ends up blocking me. He left my house and blocks me. I'm like, my neighbor comes downstairs because I left her with a spare key, because he made a spare key. I had made a spare key or whatever. I made a spare key. Yeah, I made a spare key. And I gave him one, and I had her have one. So I'm like, you know, y'all both have access to my apartment. In case you decide to go home or whatever the case may be, at least she can come downstairs and check on my dog and stay with her, whatever the case may be, while I'm gone. But, so they both had keys. She comes downstairs. She checks. He left the key. So I text him, like, oh, so you left the key. This is when I noticed the nigga done blocked me. Now I'm like, whoa. So not only did you disrespect and betray me, bitch, but you also are blocking me. After us literally spending almost every day together over the past 2 months, getting to know each other, unpeeling each other like a motherfucking onion. You finna block me because you was in the wrong? Like, you know, whatever the case. Then I have a good night, whatever. I wake up in the morning. I'm a little fucked up in the brain or whatever because I'm still trying to wrap my mind on what the fuck happens. I mean, y'all tell me how y'all would feel if y'all basically got a goddamn near stranger that you basically are low-key feeling and low-key think is in love with you, and y'all are playing house and y'all are together but y'all not together, and is in your house watching your motherfucking daughter, and that nigga just up and have strangers around your motherfucking kid and in your house too, bitch. And granted, my dog is not a kid, but bitch, that's my motherfucking kid. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I wake up in the morning, you know, my neighbor from back home is telling me I did over, like, she's like, to be honest with you, like, you know, I get where you coming from and why you feel disrespect and the way he left your house, because he left my house messy. I guess he was mad, so he didn't want to clean. So she cleaned up for me, which was really nice of her, but whatever. But she was like, look, like, you know, like, you may have came off, you know. So I talked to my sister, and she basically, like, told me, like, you know, I understand he was wrong, but the way you reacted was overreactive. Like, and I get why he feels disrespected because he literally just had a surgery. He's cut up, gushing blood, bitch. Guys, bloody band-aids, bitch. And you kicking this nigga out on the streets to drive 2 hours back to Long Beach, bitch. And you don't even know, you know, and whatever. So my sister was really what made me, like, really reconsider my judgment and be like, damn, bitch, like, I do have a habit of just Xing people out, putting up those walls, and just being like, once you cross that bridge, bitch, you're done. So I was just like, damn, like, she's right. Like, you know, I did just make a connection with this guy. It's been 2 months. Like, I don't want to waste, you know, I don't want to feel like I wasted my time and energy for 2 months. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm not gonna lie, I started going, bitch, text me now. I text now, bitch, fake number, motherfucking texting this man. I texted this man back on Facebook dating. He's responding to me there, and then I text him on text me now too. Bitch, he's texting me on both, but he's like, oh, I don't want to talk or whatever the case may be. And the bitch, no, we're finna talk. The fuck you mean you don't want to talk? So he's like, oh, I'm finna call. This was like the very next day. He's like, I really don't want to talk right now. I'll call you later on. He calls me later on or whatever. And the conversation just went left fast a little bit because we having conversation. I'm like trying to like help, like I'm trying to understand where he's coming from, but I'm trying to get him to understand, bitch, where I'm coming from. Like, I hear where you're coming from, but can you understand where I'm coming from? Because if you can't understand where I'm coming from, then there's still a problem. So I get so irritated with the conversation. I curse him the fuck out, hang up. Bitch, I said, you a using ass nigga, you weak as fuck, you weird as fuck, like, you're low-key a mook, all these. I said, yeah, hung up, boo, boo, boo. I'm like, no, I'm not done. Call the man back. I'm like, look, we end up talking, having a conversation, whatever the case. He's like, look, I'm like, and then I start crying, like angry, like I'm arguing, but I'm crying, and I'm outside with it too. I don't like doing that shit outside, but I wasn't trying to be in my mom's house doing that stuff, so they're not in my business. Literally, my first day here, my mom hears him tell me on the phone he loves me, and me say I love you too. And she's like, who you telling I love you to? I'm like, just some guy that's thinking I'm out of. They all thinking I'm in a relationship, I might be in love or whatever. And I'm over here like arguing with you and embarrassing myself. So I'm like, no, I'm not finna go in the house. No, I'm gonna keep this outside. So I found myself in a little isolated area trying to make sure nobody see me, bitch. I'm crying, screaming, all that. I'm like, yeah, cursing him out. We had came to the conclusion that, okay, you know, he was like, I don't want to let this go either. Like, I really do care about you. I feel like this was deep and stuff, but, you know, I just, you know, I don't know if I can ever trust you again after you kicking me out on the streets like that. And I was like, okay, well, you can't trust me, bitch. I don't know if I can ever trust you because, like, hello, like, let's be real. Whose trust should really be hindered and questioned in this situation, right? So, boom. We end up, you know, talking here and there. It wasn't really like that. I was there. I'm not gonna lie. I was the one more texting than he was, because I do know how I can overreact, and I do feel like I did overreact genuinely, but it was warranted. It was valid. The way I reacted was valid. But I understand that some people may feel like that's a betrayal, you know, especially you recovering from a surgery like that, like a surgery that was dead ass, like you could have possibly died, and like you're recovering like that, and I'm putting you on the streets. I get it, I understand. So I'm like, I need you to understand where I'm coming from, you know. I'm like, you know, I kind of want to like make it up to him or whatever. I know he's been recovering and stuff. I know he's been wanting to go to his concert, mind you. Bitch, Nicki done came in town. I've been in town in New York while Nicki was there, and I love Nicki at the time. Now, you know, whatever. Still love her, but you know, let's not talk about that. Let's say that for another episode. I'm like, bitch, Beyonce, all these bitches, and I'm not going to see none of them. But I'm putting my money aside to make sure you go see your artist. So I got him some tickets to go see his favorite artist or whatever. So when I saw him, you know, I could kind of give him like an apology gift, but a feel better gift. But like, you know, not really like, you know, it wasn't really kissing ass. It was more so like, you know, I want you to know, like, I genuinely, that's not my character. I know we only know each other 2 months. And I feel like, you know, you feel like that's kind of my character. I want you to know that's not my character. If you don't fuck with me after this, or you, whatever the case may be, at least it's good on my conscience knowing, bitch, I'm not, you know, like, if you make me to be the villain, that's because you want to be a bitch. No shade. So I got him that, got him a couple other things or whatever. when I got back to LA, he ends up, we saw each other like 2 or 3 days after that or whatever. He comes over or whatever. I wanted to see him outside, but I was like, you know, just come over, whatever. We comes over, we have a deep conversation, you know, we both apologize, we have a moment, we hug, all these things, whatever. That night, I don't think he stood over or whatever, but we, you know, we carried on like normal. After like a couple days, we ended up back on how we was or whatever, you know, spending time together, kind of rebuilding, restarting or whatever. And, you know, I could tell things were a little different as far as that, like, if he did, I felt like if he did have feelings for me, like it was prior to that, but because of that happening, whatever happened in his past or whatever trust was he had kind of made him like be like, okay, I can just fuck with this person on a friend level. I can't see myself with this person in a relationship. Because what if we were in a relationship and what if it was some shit happening like that? Then you just gonna put me out on the streets or whatever and not even listen to my side of the story. Whatever that's basically what he was saying. And I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up and suck my dick. Anyways, so I'm like, okay, fine. You know, so we ended up, you know, just carrying on, whatever. We still spend every day together, all these things. You know, he was, at the time, he was trying to get housing and stuff, as far as, like, the veteran housing, like, helps you get apartments and stuff or whatever, like, low income or, like, veteran, whatever. I don't fucking know how that works. Anyways, so he was applying and stuff, and he was supposed to move out a certain day, kept getting pushed back. He finally gets the date to move out October. I think it was, like, around the time that I had moved here, so I think it was, like, October 10th or something. I was like, oh, that's ironic, whatever, boom. So he's scheduled to move or whatever. It was like a week before his move, and he was supposed to be moving the very next day or something like that. He was like, I'm gonna come over and stuff, because, like, you know, after this and stuff, now we're gonna have 2 places to stay. We're gonna bounce back and forth between my place and your place, all these things. I'm like, okay, this man trying to play house in both houses now. He's like, you're gonna have, I mean, he's like, you know, when you come over, you're gonna have to bring you know, you have to just bring a whole suitcase or whatever, and, you know, get you a drawer and stuff, and might as well just, you know, since nothing gonna change, we still gonna spend all the time saying, this is all what this man is saying, all out of his mouth, all the things he's telling me, and I'm just like, okay, I guess. I mean, I told him, like, I'm not really finna be spending out nights at house like that, because I'm not the type of bitch. I like my house, my space, all that, so I'm glad that you got a place, and if we are gonna see each other at school, but bitch, I'm gonna go home. Right. So he's like, okay, well, that's gonna change. Whatever, all the things. So boom. He ends up with me one day, and he gets a phone call from the lady that was helping him move or whatever. It was some bad news or whatever. He was really fucked up and emotional about it, because, like, damn, like, I was so ready, this, that, and the third. I tried to help him calm down, but he just really wasn't, you know. So he got, you know, he's like, look, he was like, to be honest with you, like, I'm really, like, you know, really trying to talk to him and stuff. I could tell he was, like, checked out though. Like, I could tell he wasn't, like, you know. And he's like, you know, I'm honestly, like, I'm like not in the right mind space right now. Like, I just really want to be alone. So I'm just gonna go back to my place tonight, and then, you know, I'll come back tomorrow, whatever the case may be. I'm like, okay. He didn't end up coming back tomorrow. Bitch, we're still texting and talking or whatever. He's like, look, I'm going through it, whatever the case may be. A week after that or whatever, like 5-6 days after that, he FaceTimes me early as fuck. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. And he's like showing me the place. I said, oh my God, you got it, bitch. Like, I'm like so excited. I'm you know, like, really. And he's like, yes. Like, he's like, yeah, I moved in or whatever. I really want to get you over here or whatever, because I want you to, like, you know, want you to be the first person to be in my house, because of your energy and stuff. I want you to help me cleanse the house. I want you to help me decorate and stuff, get furniture, all these things. I'm like, okay, yes, I would love to and stuff. Like, you know, we're keeping on the path. So I think it was that very day or maybe the next day. I think it was that very day, like later on in the day or whatever. They came, picked me up or whatever. We went to see the house and stuff, all the things. That was the first night we like slept close together, like together. Like there was actually that was the second or third, but no, there was the second, because there was one night that we were laid up in the bed together or whatever, because I took a nap or whatever, and he was like slumped the fuck out. And I was like, you gotta move to the living room because it's bedtime. I'm trying to go to bed, so we gonna have to switch because bitch, I'm not sleeping on the couch, not on my house. So he's like, I'll move right now or whatever. So we was laid up in there for like a good hour, just talking, laughing, kikiing. And then when it got a little too like, it was about it. Like with him, every time it felt like we was about to make that barrier to where he was going to tell me he had feelings, or where he was going to like, you know, we were going to push that note or whatever. He I saw it. Like it was like he'd be in the middle of like I will never forget this one time we were having this deep ass conversation. He was telling me how important I am to him, all the things, and he was so close to saying like I really, really like you, like you know, like you like that. And he said I really, really, and he stopped for a second. And I'm like, you okay? You having a little glitch? And he said, oh, no, sorry. So he was like, I forgot what he said. And I was like, oh, you gonna continue? Because I knew he was going to say that. He was trying to find loopholes around it. And every time we got close to breaking that boundary, I saw him like pull back instantly. Especially after the situation of the whole moving out thing. It was like, he definitely was very like pulling back because he's like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. But at this point, I'm already like, okay, this man is not, we're not gonna get nowhere. Not only that, it already, I told him, I was like, I'm so used to people doing me dirty, and like me being the person to give so much, and also pouring out other people, even though I'm a cold-hearted bitch and I'm on airplane mode and whatever. But when I fuck with you, I fuck with you, and I will really pour into your cup and make sure you are straight. Even if I'm a little diagonal, bitch, I'll make sure you straight, and you know, really like love you hard and really give, you know, whatever. So I'm like, you know, and I'm used to people like in that case, like whether it's friendships that I have for years or family or whatever, just really like just do a complete 180 on me and be like, fuck you, bitch. And I'm like, whoa, like that came, you know, out of left field or whatever. But I told him like I got used to that or whatever, so you know, whatever. So when that whole thing happened that day of me kicking him out, and he was so quick to pack his shit and go, literally all his shit. He had a spare toothbrush in here, I had a drawer and everything. When I came back to this house, and the toothbrush, and when I actually was on the FaceTime with my friend, with my neighbor friend, I was like, do me a favor. Something told me, I was like, check the bathroom, tell me if his toothbrush is there. Because if his toothbrush ain't there and he blocked me too, but bitch, that means it's probably over forever. The toothbrush was gone. Bitch, I'm not gonna lie, that gagged me a little bit. I said, oh, ouch. So I was gagged a little bit, but I didn't let it face me like that. But anyways, so ever since then, I was like, the fact that you were so easy to just leave like that and not even really put up a fight just make me know the type of nigga you are. So the same way you feel like I'm this type of bitch is the same way I could tell you a fight or flight type of bitch, and you not finna fight. You finna flight if it's not in your convenience. So no fucking problem. So ever since then, when I came back to New York, gave him the gifts and stuff, and started picking up on certain things, by then I was already on game. By then I was already knowing, yeah, this nigga at some point he's waiting for like at this point the mask already fell. Now you're trying to put on another mask or put that mask back on, trying to make me think you a different person when you really not. And I'm like, okay, period. And I'm like, okay, no taking. So at that point I started moving accordingly. At that point now I'm playing a game with you. Now, if you're playing a game, it was very like, okay, well, if this dude is playing a game, I'm already playing with him, bitch. I'm the one with the controller. Bitch, I'm just passing it over to you if I want to sometimes. Hello, can you charge this for me? Put it on the court for me. While it charges, I'm going to refuel. And then pass it back. Thank you. Very that. So I'm like, okay, that's the case. Okay, so I'm gonna move accordingly, right? So boom, they came in, whatever, like I said. It's the second time we shared, like, slept together because he didn't have a bed. Bitch, not even in my own apartments have I ever had a moment where I had to sleep on a motherfucking floor. A hard-ass floor at that, with 2 quilts under me, and 1 pillow, and a blanket. Girl, but I did it because, again, I'm a loyal-ass bitch, and it wasn't even because I had feelings for this man at this point. Yeah, I had a little bit of feelings. I was still a little bit of crush on him, and still like, okay, well, what if? But at this point, I was kind of like, it's been taking too long, bitch. If it didn't happen already, it ain't happening. So I'm like, okay, but I'm still a down-ass, relaxed bitch. So I hung out with him, and I slept over. We slept on the floor together that night, whatever. His first night in the house. We sleep together, whatever, breaking the house, whatever the case may be. I had went back over to his house like a week after that, right? We were kicking it, all that stuff, talking all these things, all the things. I had went back to his house a week after that, and I had plans. I was gonna go out, all these things, or whatever. He wanted me to stay over for the weekend. I was not finna stay over for the weekend. It wasn't happening. He got a bed at this point, and a couch, whatever. Cause the veterans, you know, they hook up the veterans and get the veterans. Cause let's be clear, this man didn't have no motherfucking money. That's why I wasn't using him for his money. Hello, he had the veteran coins and the veteran checks and the veteran blessings and the veteran benefits and all those things. Cause without those benefits, bitch, he That's why his ass back in the DM motherfucking V. Couldn't even last a year in his motherfucking apartment. Don't even got your motherfucking car no more because you a motherfucker. And you know what? I'm not the type of bitch to laugh in nobody's face under them with their setbacks. But at the end of the day, it's just really funny to me when people try to shit on me and try to do me dirty and think they finna suck me dry of my energy and finna throw a curveball in my life and a wrench in my life thinking I'm finna fall back. Bitch, the only bitch who finna fall back is you, because I'm always finna advance. Because I learn lessons. Shit happens to me and I don't repeat the same cycle. Bitch, a small thing happened like a nail break, me doing something like, okay, well, I know not to do this again if my nail's loose or my nail's overgrown. Like, you know, I learn lessons, bitch. I'm not like another bitch that you could do something to and she finna repeat the same dumb shit with the next nigga. Not me. Or you think that you playing me better than you playing the game, bitch. That's why when me and him stopped talking, it was so easy for me to not give a fuck. I mean, yeah, there was that part of me that was trying to get over it because it felt like a friendship breakup as well as just a person, like a moral person thing. And not only that, but also felt like there was a little bit of feelings there at the point. Like it wasn't as heavy as it was at once, but it was still a little bit of feelings there. So it did feel like a whole bunch of things at once that I was trying to overcome. But luckily I had my therapist and all that stuff, so it was easy for me because my therapist was like the best. So boom, I came over that day. I was gonna go out to my drag sister show because he lived downtown at the time. Like it was like, that's why he got his apartment. It was like downtown in the heart of, by like Las Perlas or whatever. So I'm like, okay, perfect. That's a couple blocks from my drag sister show. I'm gonna go pop in. They wanted me to do a special guest performance. I was gonna go do that, bitch. I had dead ass did not go to the performance also because I wasn't getting paid for it. It was gonna be tip based. So I didn't know if the crowd was gonna be like that, so I said nah. But I didn't motherfucking perform realistically because of that nigga. That nigga wanted me to stay with him the weekend, all these things. I had a lot of shit to do earlier in the day. So I didn't really have time. Like, you know what, fine. I don't really want to perform like that anyways. I'd rather spend time with you anyways. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, okay, fine. Bitch, when it was coming to bedtime, and I'm hungry, bitch. I'm hungry as fuck. Usually we always walk together. That night I walked by myself to go get tacos. I said, oh. Okay, no problem. He was like, oh, be careful though. He was calling me and checking on me though. He did call me like every 3 minutes, like, are you good? He tried to stay on the phone with me. I said, bitch, just come downstairs, open the door for me, baby. When it was bedtime and I had changed into my motherfucking outfit. It was a little cute, skimpy outfit too, bitch. Cause I'm like, bitch, hello? Like, I'm gonna be comfortable at this point, whether we fucking 100 or we just besties or whatever the case. Bitch, I don't see your dick. Hard cock. Okay, one more thing, y'all. So I think low-key that was a tactic though. Like I feel like genuinely there was times where he was trying to get me to push that boundary, to make that move on him, walking around me, like I said, with hard cock, all these things like that, saying certain things, doing certain things. I feel like he wanted me to push that boundary and like so we can get there because he didn't want to be the initiator because he was so. It always felt like that because I could tell y'all so many different moments that happened, but yeah, just have to throw that in there, yeah, because a lot of men do that weird shit. So yeah. But I'm a lady. Even when I look like a boy, I'm still a lady. So let me tell you something. I don't make the first move either. You finna make the first move? Ain't nothing going on, girl, because I ain't no Dutch big. I could get somebody else. Hello, somebody. Yeah. Yeah. The fuck, I'm finna be comfortable. So I was in my little skimpy, little black bedtime dress or whatever, bitch. My body was giving tea. And I was like, okay, baby, ready for bed. I sat next to him or with him in the bed. We smoked a blunt, and I'm ready to motherfucking lay up. This man pulls out motherfucking pillows and blankets and starts setting up the couch. I look at him, I said, oh, you got somebody coming over, or you finna sleep there, because what's going on? And it wasn't even about sharing the bed with him. I told him very clearly, before he even moved in, I told that bitch, I'm not a couch sleeper. Unless I'm far from home or something like that, bitch, I'm not a couch sleeper. Granted, I didn't drive at the time, but I'm like, bitch, even if you don't want to, I could Uber, bus, or train. There's a bus literally around the corner that takes me straight home, bitch, and leaves me right down the block from my house. You think I'm finna sleep on your couch and not go to my house and sleep in my bed? I ain't that type of bitch. You got me fucked up. So when we started setting up that couch, I said, oh no, you're tripping. You're tripping. It ain't happening. So I'm like, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm finna get ready to go to the drag show, whatever the case may be. Why I went and changed or whatever the case. He dozed off. And he was sleep. When he dozed off, he sleep, bitch. Like when he sleep. So I'm like, fuck, man. Like, so I was really, bitch, that was the first time ever I had a situation where I was so like, it was kind of out of body. Like I was looking at myself, sitting on the couch, contemplating like what was going on. Like I was really battling with myself because I'm like, I was sitting on that couch and I was like, girl, you have a couple options. You have the option of going to the drag show, going home after that, boom. You have the option of just going straight the fuck home, or you have the option of sitting here on this couch, sleeping on this couch, coming to terms clearly, because that day, which is a lot of shit happened that day, there was just a lot of like realizations with our relationship, that I was just like, there's a lot of things that are clarifying for you with this relationship. His mask is flipped completely, bitch. You have the choice of staying here, or you have the choice of saying, nah, you finna to go. Bro, from the time of 9 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the motherfucking morning, 5 hours, I sat there contemplating. I was silently crying, bitch, because I literally did not know what to do. I did not know how I felt. I did not know what to process. I felt disrespected, slighted, everything. I'm just like, I don't know how to feel right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, he did offer me before, while he was setting up the couch, he's like, look, if you don't want to stay, like, I'll take you home, like, you know. And I'm like, nah, I don't need you to take me home. Don't worry about it. As I'm finding, like, girl, the later the time gets, I'm like, girl, I keep looking at the buses. The buses after like 9:30 was like one every hour. So I'm like, damn, I missed the first one. 10:30 gone, 11:30 gone, 12:30 gone. 1 o'clock come. I'm like, bitch, you got an option. You can make this one at 1:15, 1:30, or whatever time it was. You can make this bus, or you could just fight it out through the night, bitch. Because it's already late. Do you really want to travel back late with this big ass duffel bag? I ended up laying down on the couch, but I didn't go to sleep. I lay down on the couch watching YouTube videos, and I was like, I'm not finna sleep. Like, I was so distraught, so bothered, shaken up. I was like, I'm not finna go to sleep. Bitch, this man wake up at 2 a.m. because there was people outside drunk, blasting his favorite artist. He wakes up singing the song, bitch. That shit woke him up out of his sleep, bitch. He's like, oh, no. I'm like, oh. I'm pretending I'm asleep though, but he could clearly tell I'm up because he can clearly tell I'm up. And he even told me, he was like, I could tell you, he was like, damn, you really didn't want to sleep on that couch. Like, you really was not trying to sleep. Like, you didn't get no sleep. I'm like, yeah. So he could tell I was up. I didn't say nothing to him until like 3, mind you. The music went off at 2. I could tell he was up on his phone the whole time. He was, you know, back and forth or whatever. I could tell he kind of peeped me, but the couch was kind of sunk in. So I was like very deep. You couldn't really see. I had my knees up. And I'm just on the phone the whole time, bitch. Headphones on, like, I'm like zoned out. So like at 3, I'm like, I still hear this nigga up. So I'm like, I start talking. We start talking, whatever. We go on his roof. We smoke a blunt. I think he's going to walk me to my death, bitch. But we smoked the blunt. We ended up just kicking it throughout the rest of the night or whatever. Sun comes up, we're watching the sun. It's a sunrise. Like, it's a beautiful sunrise. We're watching the sunrise. And all those things, like, literally in the back of my mind, I'm just battling. I'm just like, something had told me this is going to be the last day, bitch. When I tell you I knew it in that moment, bitch, when I was sitting on the couch contemplating, stuck like this, crying, I said, today's going to be the last